Welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Real Men. I'm your host, Josh McGlawn. Stepping in from our co-host, we got a real special guest tonight. Special to me, special on this day, special during this time. My wife, Qua Love McGlawn, aka Beauty by Q, on the set today. So today is a special show. Obviously, it's a little different. This is Real Talk with Real Men. But I feel like we need to bring in sometimes a perspective from other people. Men need to hear from women. And that's what it is. That's what I feel like.
That's right.
Because I know I wouldn't be where I am without you, baby. I know that. I ain't just saying that because we on camera.
You just saying that.
I ain't just saying that.
Because I'm right here beside you.
Yeah, well, I gotta say that anyway. But today, kind of just want to introduce my wife to this, thing that I do on every Tuesday night. What are you doing? Where you at? Now you know where I'm at every Tuesday. You don't be asking me that, but I'm just saying. I appreciate you. I love you. It's my birthday. So this is where I chose to be on my birthday with you on this show. And it's not even about the show. It's about, the people watching the show. Mm-hmm. And I am blessed to be where I am right now. See, the age of 33. It's been a ride. And I couldn't ask for more where I'm at right now. I always like to start my show off saying, how was your day? How was your week? Even though it's my birthday, I'll defer to you, my love. So anything interesting or good happened to you today or this week?
Well, it's still the beginning of the week. Well, today, I will count my blessing as waking up my family, waking up myself, in good spirit and health, in a good mind frame. During this COVID pandemic, I would just say, having my family here and my husband, spending another day with him for his birthday. Another year.
Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, waking up is underrated nowadays.
That's true.
Because everybody didn't wake up. To tell you the truth. Everybody hasn't, and we take that for granted sometimes with this time of day, where people are dropping every day. Our loved ones, and we just have to stay ready and stay prayed up. That's all it is, and don't take any moment for granted.
That's true.
Like this moment right here. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make everything. You said 30 minutes, so I'm gonna try to keep it 30 minutes as best as I can.
Get into those kids.
But my shout out to moms. They appreciate you keeping kids. But my day, obviously, it's been a crazy day with work all over the place. I woke up this morning thinking that I was gonna not do anything. I was like, okay, well, let me take, my son to school because his bus didn't show up. And let me go back to the house and rest. And that didn't happen, obviously. Running all over the place for work. But my birthday's been great. My wife took me out to one of my favorite places, Flight, great dinner. Got my tattoo. I think this is probably one of the highlights because I've been waiting so long for a tattoo, but at the same time, I posted it on my Star Wars group. For you all don't know, this is like the rebellion sign for Star Wars or whatever with the Black Lives Matter fist in the middle. And I got some really good feedback. I got like 3,000 something likes on it. I was like, man, that's crazy. That's pretty cool. But shout out to the wifey for paying for that one. She paid for that one. Took me to a nice dinner. Got me some nice stuff. I'll post that later on. Got me some cute items, some sweets and stuff. Even though I got, the sweetest treat of all next to me. But anyway, I like to, on this show, since it's different, I want to kind of shift gears from what we've been talking about, but also piggyback on. We've been talking about how to deal with life in the pandemic. So I really would like to continue on with that and how to deal with marriages and kids and family, like, because we're all dealing with it. It's it's rough right now. I mean, for a lot of people, a lot of y'all waiting on these checks to come in. A lot of y'all waiting on some kind of relief or assistance, and we're gonna try to help y'all with some kind of relief today, because we're still standing here today with me and my wife and our kids still here. So we'll try to impart something in y'all today that you can take with you, on the journey until this thing is over and even after. But we'll get right into the questions. Won't take it too seriously, so let's loosen up a little bit. We need to do some jumping jacks or something. All right. Okay.
I can't do one.
But what has been the hardest part, and then we'll say the most rewarding part. What has been the hardest part of the pandemic, as far as being a wife and a mother and all that? What's been the hardest part for you?
The hardest part is just not taking my family out. We used to going out and enjoying a little family time, skating, etc. Mm-hmm. And we can't do that, so we have to be creative. And sometimes those creative ideas runs out, and it's kind of hard, but we still get through it. We just try to come up with different ideas. And the hardest part is, my kids asking why I can't go out. Why, I see everybody else out. My friends talk about it. And we try to keep our kids safe. I mean, what other people do with their kids, it's okay, but we just try to
keep... It's not our business.
Right. It's not our business to worry about what everybody else doing with their kids. So the hardest part is not, being out. Just enjoying life. Going for a walk in the park. Just, different little stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having to get creative is tough.
Very creative.
And Layla came up to me when you were talking about that. Our oldest daughter did contract COVID. Thankfully, she didn't have any severe symptoms, and nobody that was associated with that interaction had anything after that. But that was a tough time. We were apart for 2 weeks.
2 whole weeks.
How was that experience for you, being apart too? I know how it was for me, but I'm gonna ask you first.
Messenger and FaceTime.
Yeah. I was trying to FaceTime you or Messenger you sometimes, and JT would come in talking about, hey, who's mommy?
What you're doing?
Who is that, mommy?
What y'all
like,
doing?
JT, man, I'm trying to have a private conversation with my wife. It's hard to have that privacy nowadays when we locked in the same cubicle together.
Yes.
But that was an interesting moment for me. But I feel like it was a defining moment for us. I feel like
it took our relationship to the next level.
Yeah, because we had a tough time at that point, where it was either this way or that way. Because I know for me personally, I was tired. I was like, man, I don't know what else to do. In this marriage, I don't know what else I can put in, because I'm empty. I ain't got nothing left. And you've been there. You told me plenty of times you didn't have nothing left to give.
Right.
So I feel like I picked it up and I was like, it's all gone now. But you said, hey, we're going to get through this. We're going to start dating again. And if that don't work, we're going to start dating again. If that don't work, we start. And that really, that did something to me right here. Like, that's like, okay, she really does want to stay married, and she really does love me.
Even though I say I want a divorce.
People, for real, people say that all the time. That's not, it's funny, but people use the word loosely, a lot.
Especially us women, because that's going to make y'all, such as our husbands, our friends, our guys, our husband, our spouse, it's going to make them get right. It's going to be like, if you don't want to lose it, you're going to get on the right path to make and do whatever it is to make that person
You feel like that's going to have us straighten up.
It'll get you straight, because at first you be trying to do a little zigzag here and there, but then I say divorce, it's like, whoa. Yeah. That is...
But don't that word get old at some point?
It does it gets old. It got old last year, so I stopped saying it.
Yeah, that's true. You did. It was an all-time low with divorce threatens.
I stopped saying it.
And I appreciate that, but we've been married almost 6 years now.
Almost 6 years.
We're not pros by any stretch of the imagination, but somebody that's going through something right now, you can get through it. You just got to do it together. You just gotta get through it together.
That's true.
Yeah, I see that ring. Get through it together. Yeah, you might want to zoom in on that. I spent some time and money on trying to reinvest in your contract renewal. That's what my dad calls it, renewing the contract for another year. But we've been through ups and downs over the past 5 or 6 years.
A lot of them.
You emphasize, you feel some type of way about a lot?
No, I'm just expressing a lot, meaning...
Yeah, emphasize a lot. It's been a lot. It's been a freaking roller coaster. Like, you talking about the lowest lows below the ground level and the highest highs in the sky. It ain't in the sky yet, but we're getting there. It's been up and down, like literally, so much. But you gotta hang, you gotta click, 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 pop. You gotta put it on there. Like Kevin Hart said, it's not going down. It's not clicking. It's not clicking.
It's not clicking.
We gotta click that thing all the way down and lock yourself in for that roller coaster, because that's marriage.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster. I don't care how long you've been together before you got married, that it is what it is.
Marriage is different.
Man, even if you've been, you got time in and you thought you were good in your marriage, this pandemic, it'll throw a wrench in it. If you ain't got it, the where it's supposed to be. And that's I feel like that's one of the toughest things. I mean, so I can't even imagine some people that just think JT just started back school last week, and that's been a roller coaster by itself. Trying to get that sorted out, and think about parents that can't deal with it as easily as we can. We got my mom helping a lot. I got a flexible schedule, but some of these folks can't deal with that.
Like myself.
Yeah.
Because I work 8 to 5.
Yeah, you 8 to 5. You can't just say, hey, I need to go do something with my son. I mean, it don't work like that.
That's true.
You can't do that all the time. And I think that's a underrated thing as well. People don't really realize what kind of toll that can take on a family.
It takes a village to...
It does take
a village. It really
takes
a village to raise a child.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt that tonight when we were having the conversation with our oldest. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta bring them in. You really do love them, but sometimes they don't feel it, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
You gotta pray it over. You gotta pray over them. You gotta pray all that stuff off of them, and you gotta cover them. These kids, man, they don't understand what's going on. Some of them do. Even if they do, they don't really get it. Like, it's rough. But you can get through it, though. We all can get through it. Can't do it alone, though. You gotta do it together.
That's true. That's what it's about, doing it together.
Doing it together.
Helping each other when they fall short. Picking up the pieces. Playing that puzzle.
That's right. We already said we weren't experts, because we're only in it we only got so much time. My parents got 40 plus years. My brother got 20 something years in marriage. But what would you say, since we did make it through, what kind of stuff would you take out of it as positives to impart to somebody else? What would you tell them? Say, hey, you can't get through it like this. What would you tell somebody, another lady or a couple or whatever? What would you tell them?
I would just tell anyone to listen to their person. Listen to what they say that makes them feel those ways, like sad and mad and happy. Once you listen to it, you gather that information. You use that to make them feel love again, make them feel whole. Because as long as they're happy and you supplying their happiness, it's going to continue to work out. I would say listen, communication, respect, honor, put that person on the pedestal. You got to treat them like a queen or a king, whatever the situation is. You just have to put that person, you have to make that person feel special. Like, you have to make that person feel love. Like, it's nobody else in the world but that person. That's how you're supposed to make that person feel.
Okay. Well, I feel like you made me feel that way last, few days. Yeah, you made me feel,
I don't know what you was about to say.
No. Hey, this is real talk with real men, so you never know.
I was like,
You never know what I might say. I don't kiss and tell, but I will say something. but I agree though. You do. I mean, you got to get down to the soul. You got to reconnect with that person.
That's true.
But they also, you said something about happiness. Also, they understand that you are not the source of their happiness.
Right.
They have to find a true source of happiness. My true source of happiness or joy or whatever, it comes from within, which I connect with God. I got a good relationship with God.
Well, I'm not saying that person is the center of their happiness. I'm saying that you can do things to make that person happy. You can do things to
help
make that
lift
person
them up when they're down and stuff. Yeah.
To feed into their happiness, to make them feel wanted and needed, and make them feel loved and whole. Like sometimes people need other people to feel complete.
That's right.
Sometimes people need other people to feel love. Like it's just how humans are. We are humans. Yeah. We need companionship.
Well, social is part of being a human. I mean, you gotta, because I'm a introvert, but I'm also a sociable person. So if I want to I like to be to myself to the house most of the time. But if I get around people, I do. I'm like a chameleon. I blend in and start talking to people, even if that's how it is. But I get what you're saying, though. You need to connect with that person and let them know that you care. And I was talking about the other day on the last show. If you see somebody at the store, even if they can't see you smile, just speak to them. Say, "Hey, how you doing?"
You gotta get the mask to do it.
I don't have my mask. You gotta be like, "Hey, how you doing?
How you doing today?"
They can't see you smile, so
just make sure your eyes closed with it.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, they're smiling. Oh, they're friendly. So just be. You never know what that might do to somebody. Somebody might be having the hardest day of their life, and it's just the fact that you spoke to them at the store.
Yeah, I always try to be sweet and kind.
Yeah,
everybody say I'm sweet, but I am not.
She is sweet. Don't let her fool you. She is, to the core, she is sweet. All the other stuff on the outside is just, that's window dressing to make it seem like she don't get me wrong, she tough. But it's fine though. She's good. She's a beautiful person. That you gotta learn to laugh sometimes, man. If you can't connect with that person, don't bite your lip like that. We're gonna cut the show off early. So basically, you telling people to get down to the basics.
Yes.
Reconnect with that person. I don't care how long you've been married, how long you've been knowing that person. Pull all the outsides off. And reconnect with the inside of that person.
Yes.
Because that's
dig deep.
Dig deep. That's what's gonna make it last. Dig deep, and you said earlier, get creative.
Be creative.
You gotta be creative.
You gotta pull the bunnies out of the skies. You gotta pull the stars from the sky. You gotta pull the fishes from the oceans if you got to.
Yeah, you gotta be.
You gotta get down to the nitty gritty. You have to put in some work.
What'd you say the most creative thing that we've done since the pandemic? Like as far as like family, trying to be,
right.
Hey, we ain't going to,
The most creative thing that we have done is, what did we do?
We've done something. I feel like we still had fun. It ain't been as fun as some of the past, but we're gonna have something.
Was it New Year's? Yes.
Yeah, that was it.
It was New Year's. We went and bought some fireworks as a family. Of course, we had our mask on. We went to get some some fireworks, and we popped them in the backyard.
Yep, and we had
even though they told us we didn't pop them in the front, but we popped them in the backyard, and I think it was fun. We had
a little photo shoot too. It was like a little New Year's party with just us, just the family.
It was nice.
And we played Giant Jenga.
Yes.
JT beat us. He was like
he's only 4.
This thing is tall as him, and he's like taking it off like it's nothing and putting it on top. I was like, Have you been here before? Like,
I
have you
think
played? He never played the game
I really
before.
do think he has.
Never played the game. The blocks are this big, and he's taking it off and putting it on the top like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But stuff like that, I mean, it keeps it fun for the kids. It keeps them safe too. Stuff in the house, and we would have photo shoots and playing music and just
Party foods.
party foods.
Oh, I love food.
I was cooking all day, trying to find some kind of. Yeah, you love food. You said that's how I got to your heart.
That was the
the
way
food.
you knew the key.
Yeah, so I clink clink, unlocked it. Need to keep it on lock. Speaking of keeping it on lock, keep the heart, keep your heart.
I know.
What you thought I was talking about?
The lock.
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna throw away the key. I'm gonna just put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Speaking of keeping it on lock, how can the men keep their woman on lock in Valentine's Day?
Keep them on lock.
Keep the woman on lock, like not control them. I'm saying, like, how can they keep them from be like, hey, I'm, because women are like, what kind of man can I find Valentine's Day to give me something?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a woman's.
True.
It's a
True.
Everybody says it's a woman's holiday.
Most women don't think, they're like, oh, I don't need nothing for Valentine's Day, and that woman is lying. All women, repeat, all women want something for Valentine's Day. I don't care what it is.
What they be wanting?
They be want, little girly stuff. Like sometimes I like flowers, I like candy, I like going on getting some food.
Hey, just not any
Some
flowers.
women love bags and
Wait
shoes.
a minute. Let me stop you at the flowers. Not just any flowers.
What?
Whatever flowers they like. Plus, how they want them flowers to come
to their job.
To the job, because they want to see that public display.
That is not public display. That is public love.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, because I feel like I done brought you stuff to your work.
Yeah,
since
but
we've
it's
been
nice
married.
if we see an unknown person bringing
And then
flowers with the card.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, she's like, you don't never have them sent up to the work delivered. I was like, I bring stuff all the time.
You do.
And then you was like, I want it delivered.
And I thank you for that.
Yeah, okay.
It's special.
I know you thank me, but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
We taking the mask off. Real talk with real men.
Women want to be spoiled on Valentine's Day.
That's right.
I don't care, if you got to go out your way, $5 gifts, $5 below. You can get her a nice little shirt. You can get her anything, like something that's meaningful to her, like something that she's been talking about all year. Something, that one little particular thing.
Mm-hmm. And you gotta listen.
You should have been listening.
You gotta listen.
You should have been listening to what she was telling you, or whoever was telling you. You have to been listening to what they were saying and then react on it. Valentine's Day is the perfect day to react on the love.
Yeah, and it's definitely interesting now because last year there was no pandemic during Valentine's Day, so you got to get real creative this
Put
time.
Put some Halloweens in the chocolate box.
Something different. I mean, you gotta be like, but something that she can remember that touches her heart.
Right.
Whatever that thing is that you've been listening to, she's been talking about over and over. If she say it more than once, chances are it's important.
That's what she wants.
So just listen to that.
Listening to what
react on it and do that, like whatever that is. And I'm trying to remember what she said, because since I don't remember it, I wrote it down though. Wherever my phone, we record my phone. It's on my phone. What she been saying, so I just make notes. So you
got a lot of notes on your phone.
You know what I'm saying? I got stuff going all on in my head, man. I gotta get it out.
I'm
gonna go crazy.
Please get it out.
If I don't get it out. But anyway, back to our scheduled program. I think you gotta listen. You gotta be creative. Put all because now don't nobody care about facades nowadays. The only facade we got going on is the mask, and that's all required. So pull all the outside stuff off, pull the facades off, get into the heart of the person. Listen. You gotta listen. It ain't even just about material things. She said you can get stuff from $5 below.
You sure can.
You ain't gotta break the bank.
They have everything that women need.
You ain't gotta break the bank to make an impression on. Even if this is your first date with a girl, you just asked her out, or you trying to impress her. It's your girlfriend from a long time, or your wife for a short time, or your wife for a long time. You still gotta, whatever you did to keep her, to good her, you gotta keep her. You gotta, whatever you did to get her, you gotta do it to keep her. I gotta remember that all the time.
You do?
Yeah. What is it? Remind me. You always remind me all the time.
I
You
do.
need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. So, I know you don't talk like that, but that's how you sound in my head.
I know I do.
But
I try to sound it like this. I can be in your head.
oh, okay.
All the time.
Trust me. You in my head all the time.
Mm-hmm. I should
On my
be.
mind all the time. For real. But listen to what she wants. Listen to her heart and her mind. Tap into it. You got to get creative, man. It's a tough time with the families, with your spouse, or even if it's just you. It's tough. You got to be creative. You got to, even if you relearning yourself, you got to get back in, take all that outside off and get to yourself. If you pray, you need to pray. If you don't pray, start praying. Because now is the best time.
And do some meditating.
Meditate. I said that I need a whole day of meditation for me to get
Get
back.
a journal, you know? Get a diary. I don't care what you get. Get
That's
something to express yourself in. Write down your thoughts and feelings. Write down inspirations and goals. If you get it out and you see it, then you're going to make it happen. Because it took me, 6 years to even start trying to do something for myself?
Yeah.
And I had to write it down. Put it in my phone.
Because you were so used to doing stuff for others.
Yes.
That you didn't know how to do for yourself.
No.
So you finally woke up with, it was a reckoning. It was like, I got to do something for myself. That was last year. You said 2020 is going to be for me. And it was. Nobody else suffered.
We got into it because you thought I was being selfish.
Yeah, I did. I was like, man, what do you mean for you? And I was like, okay, this is what she's really saying.
Mm-hmm.
She really needs to get back to herself. She needs to rediscover herself.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to jump on board with that, man. I had to say, forget about the way I feel or taking it personally. I had to jump on board with it because she's been on board with everything I've done for the 4 years before that. I said, okay, let's, what do we need to do to get you to where you need to be? Mm-hmm. And
how you liking it, baby?
I like it,
You like it?
I like it. But that's okay.
You can dig it.
I like it because, I feel like you are blossoming right now because your business is coming out. Beauty Back You. Be on the lookout. Mm-hmm. I think it's coming to such a point where you're growing right now. Yes. I'm right here with you, but I'm trying to, I got to do like this because you're growing so much.
Am I?
You're growing, man. You're growing. You're blossoming like a flower. And I'm letting that growth, I don't want to get in the way of that growth, but I'm still letting you know I'm right here with you.
I know.
And that's what you got to do with your partner, man. You got to be right there with them through the hard times, through the good times, through the growth, because you're going to grow. Mm-hmm. And growth is painful.
Very painful.
It's painful. You're not going to, I don't care what you're doing, but you're not going to grow. And grow is change. It's not going to grow. You're not going to change without some type of discomfort or pain. And just, you talking about COVID by itself, that's uncomfortable. But you got to get back to the basics. Take the limits off. Take all the stuff. Connect with your partner. Reconnect with your partner. Reconnect with yourself. Reconnect with God. 1, 2, 3. You can't go wrong. That's our show for today. Hey, I feel like it's the best one. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday, baby.
Yes. I don't have the fireworks and stuff. I got to work on that with the green screen. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate your support. Don't forget to take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And always keep it real. Peace.